We live in a rapidly changing world. The post-Cold War world ushered in the era of globalization. It sparked much excitement about the endless possibilities that were open to mankind to create prosperity for the greater majority of the world's population. The cheers and backslapping that celebrated the Millennium Development Goals, which pulled 1 billion of the world's people out of poverty, are becoming just a pleasant memory of the past. The death knell of multilateralism is sounding. Global relations are becoming more transactional. Tariffs and retaliatory tariffs are flying fast and furious. The effects on the global economy are still yet to be well understood. But in these unpredictable times, we must forge new alliances. We must open new opportunities and possibilities. We must explore new markets and new investment spaces. In a world of tightened financial conditions, fragile supply chains, and rising protectionism, South-South collaboration is not optional, it is essential. Africa and Singapore must be champions of open markets, trusted rules, trade rules, and practical partnerships that deliver jobs, technology transfer, and shared prosperity for our people. Africa and Asia are the two youngest, fastest urbanizing regions of the world. And the numbers tell a clear story. Africa-Singapore trade rose by 50% between 2020 and 2024 to nearly $14 billion, with West Africa accounting for more than half of that. Ghana-Singapore trade has also grown, reaching over $215 million in 2024 alone. I speak today as an African leader and as president of Ghana. And our message is simple. Africa is investable, and Ghana is your reliable gateway to that continent. When I say it's a gateway, it really is. Ghana, if you look at the map of Africa, Ghana is like a little door, on that map. And aside from that, Ghana is the center of the world because it's a country where the meridian and the equator intersect. So we're located geographically, strategically. We're 1.4 billion people, young, fast urbanizing, digitally connected, rapidly growing middle class, and Africa's cities will host more than 700 million consumers by 2030. The African Continental Free Trade Area is the largest new free trade area in the world by number of countries, and this creates a $3.4 trillion market and lowered barriers across supply chains on the continent. Africa holds vast renewable energy potential and is already a global leader in mobile money and fintech adoption. This is a market ready for skilled solutions. Yet this opportunity must be matched with capital at the right price and with the right instruments. As the African Union champion on financial institutions, I must be candid. The current global financial architecture remains inequitable for low and middle income countries. Africa faces an annual financing gap estimated at $1.3 trillion. Infrastructure needs alone run between $181 and $221 billion per year. And the climate finance gap is about $213 billion annually. We're taking bold steps to build an African financial system that works for Africa. Accelerate the African Monetary Institute as a precursor to the African Central Bank, and link 10 major stock exchanges through the African Exchanges Linkage Project to enhance liquidity. We're also scaling up the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System to enable businesses to settle cross-border trade in our own local currencies. And this is where Singapore's strength can be catalytic to this process. Singapore stands at the nexus of global finance, fintech, logistics, and green innovation. Your excellence in project preparation, blended finance, risk management, standards, and dispute resolution is precisely what African projects need to move from pipeline to bankable builds. As host of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Ghana sits at the heart of the 3.4 trillion single market. Through ECOWAS, we connect you to more than 400 million consumers in West Africa. We offer political stability, a rules-based environment, a double taxation agreement with Singapore, which has been in force since 2019, and a growing base of Singaporean investors, 69 registered companies with a cumulative investment exceeding $2 billion. And I wish to assure Minister Grace, we will sign the BIT very soon. Ghana, therefore, offers a trusted entry point to scale across the continent. We know that credibility is earned, not acquired. We're pursuing a deliberate national reset, stabilizing our macroeconomy, restoring confidence, and reforming how we do business. Inflation is easing, the local currency has stabilized, and ratings outlook are improving. We're simplifying regulations through our business regulatory reforms, and we're reviewing our Investment Promotion Act, including the removal of minimum capital thresholds to foreign investors to make it easier for investors to sign up. The Investment Promotion Act is to be laid before Cabinet for approval very soon. Our economic strategy is anchored in productivity, exports, and jobs. We call it the 24-hour economy for a reason. Ghana is open for business 24 hours a day. We're aligning infrastructure, incentives, and skills so factories, farms, ports, and service centers can operate around the clock shifts safely and competitively. At the core of this is the Volta Economic Corridor, our most ambitious integrated development to date. The corridor has 4 pillars. The first, irrigating more than 2 million hectares for year-round farming. The second is agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing. The fourth, tourism and hospitality along one of the world's greatest inland lakes. And the fifth, transforming the Volta Lake into a cost-efficient inland transport spine that reduces logistic costs and linking farms factories to the market. We're complementing all this with catalytic projects like the Legon Pharmaceutical Innovation Park, the Kumasi Machinery and Technology Park, the Akosombo and Japon Garments and Textiles Park, the Digital TVET Centers of Excellence, and Renewable Energy Corridors. Our Big Push program, infrastructure program, will accelerate construction of roads, power, and digital connectivity to crowd in private capital and unlock scale. Singapore's strength aligns perfectly with Africa's and Ghana's priorities. And so allow me to propose 5 practical pillars where we can bridge capabilities and chart shared growth. And the first is in efficient green supply chains, partnering with Africa to modernize ports, inland waterways, and cold chains. Your world-class logistics and standards can reduce Africa's trade costs and unlock export competitiveness. Agribusiness, the second is agribusiness and food systems. From precision irrigation to processing and packaging, Singaporean technology and African scale can turn our farms into reliable suppliers for Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. The third is clean energy and carbon markets. Ghana and Singapore signed an Article 6 implementation agreement in 2024. We've established a carbon markets office and Ghana Carbon Registry, anchored in new environmental legislation to ensure transparency and alignment with international standards. To invest with us in renewable energy, waste-to-energy, regenerative agriculture and forestry, generate high-integrity credits while delivering jobs, clean air, and resilience. The fourth is in the digital economy and services. Build with us on e-payments, cybersecurity, digital identification systems, and smart government. Create BPOs and shared service hubs to serve Africa from Accra 24/7. The fifth its advanced manufacturing and critical minerals. Ghana has strong manganese output, significant lithium potential, alongside graphite, gold, copper, and rare earth prospects. Our policy is value addition at home, battery precursors, components, and downstream manufacturing powered by clean energy and world-class standards. Enterprise Singapore has been an outstanding partner in building these bridges, helping Ghanaian firms access Asian markets and enabling Singaporean champions to succeed in Ghana. We deeply appreciate this. Together, we can scale up what works: project preparation, blended finance, guarantee instruments, and SME matchmaking, so that more deals move from MOUs to implementation. And so to the business leaders in this room, I want to extend a special invitation. On day 3 of this state visit, as part of the Africa Forum, we'll hold a presidential business roundtable. Join us, bring your teams, put Ghana's readiness to the test. We'll showcase bankable projects, provide direct access to our regulators, outline incentives for strategic investors, and offer a one-stop investor concierge so decisions can be made quickly and confidently. Our position is straightforward: a stable, reform-minded country connected to the African Continental Free Trade Area, a 24-hour economy that matches your needs for speed, reliability, and standards, a pipeline of investable projects in agribusiness, logistics, manufacturing, energy, digitalization, and tourism, and a partner that values integrity, predictability, and long-term relationships. In return, Ghana and Africa ask for what Singapore does best: practical collaboration, technology transfer, disciplined project execution, blended finance, and a shared commitment to skills development. When Singaporean and African firms collaborate, we will create jobs for our youth, we will diversify global supply chains, and drive growth in sustainability and prosperity. I thank you very much for your attention.